In the top stories, the ban on cell phones in schools to be revisited. CTUSAB expresses disappointment with the 2015 budget, and Barbados are knocked out of the Caribbean Basketball Championships. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, June 19th, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. Minister of Education Ronald Jones has hinted that government could be easing restrictions on the use of cell phones in schools from September. He says this will be part of a wider policy on the use of technology in the classroom, which will follow consultation with education stakeholders, including principals. Mr. Jones, however, stressed that students will not be allowed to take out their phones and make calls in the classroom. The man who walked out of court on Thursday after he was remanded to prison has turned himself into police. Chad Romel Martin Williams appeared in the District A Criminal Court No. 1 before Magistrate Douglas Frederick on Friday. He was not required to plead to the charge of escaping lawful custody without the use of force, having been remanded into custody. Mr. Williams was further remanded until July 17th. On Thursday, he was remanded after he pleaded not guilty to obstructing, resisting, and cursing a police officer. He then walked out of court before anyone noticed and sprinted through the city. Police say a man is in custody assisting with investigations into the shooting death of Dion Andre Howard of Godin Road, Station Hill, St. Michael. The 21-year-old received a gunshot wound to his torso on Wednesday night and died the following day. The Congress of Trade Unions and Staff Associations of Barbados says it is disappointed in government's 2015 budget. In a statement issued on Friday, CTUSAB said it has made repeated calls for measures to address the recovery and growth of the economy, but the budget was directed only towards stabilization. The Congress said the budget offered no real benefits to the working class and put further pressure on middle-income earners. It called on government to identify a set of clearly defined strategies that would enable economic activity to be increased. Barbadian credit unions and cooperatives will join millions around the world in celebrating International Day of Cooperatives on July 4th. This was announced on Thursday by President of the Barbados Cooperative Business Association, Oriel Doyle. The theme for this year's celebration is Choose Cooperative, Choose Equality, and Mr. Doyle said a more equal society would have a positive effect on the economy, everyday living conditions, and political stability.
At this time in our country's development, we believe that a greater emphasis on cooperatives and corporate development would be akin to a breath of fresh air blowing through the corridors of our floundering economy. Across all sectors of the economy, there are examples of cooperatives that make equality possible. Credit unions that share the financial benefits directly with their members through higher returns on savings, lower rates on loans, and fewer fees. We have farming cooperatives that enable farmers to acquire inputs at cheaper prices and provide an opportunity for farmers to market and produce and provide food at a much lower cost to the consumer.
It is the time of year for graduations, and graduates of Gordon Greenwich Primary School have been told to work hard and go after their dreams. Guest speaker Pastor Lennox Boyce used the example of Albert Einstein to inspire the students. He told them Einstein couldn't read until he was 7.
Someone described him as mentally slow, unsociable, and adrift forever in his foolish dreams. He was seen as a lackluster student, and he was expelled from one college and refused by another. Fortunately, Einstein believed in his own abilities, his own skills and talents. Not only that, he worked extremely hard. And so that determination that he had fueled his dreams. And so Einstein became one of the greatest thinkers of the 20th century. And he became the benchmark for what persons consider someone who is smart.
In sport, Barbados are out of medal contention in the Caribbean Basketball Confederation Championship. They went down 78-71 to longtime rivals, the United States Virgin Islands, on Thursday night. Akeem Marsh led Barbados with 17 points and 20 rebounds, while Jeremy Gill scored 16 points. And finally, a new study says watching cat videos isn't a waste of time, even when you're at work. Try telling that to your boss. Research published in a journal called Computers in Human Behavior found that watching these videos can actually give you more energy and chase away negative emotions. The researchers say people who watch the videos feel more hopeful, positive and inspired, and less anxious and angry. They also note that researchers can't ignore internet cats anymore since they are one of the most popular things in cyberspace. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. And look out for the Weekend Buzz a little later. Thank you so much for joining us.